Alright, in the tradition of everyone who's proud of their home gyms giving a tour on YouTube, my name is Eric, and this is my home gym. It's a single car garage, about 10.5 feet wide by about 21 feet deep. It may even be less than 21 feet deep now, measure it later. And it's a dedicated home gym. We're going to start out on the right side. Got my plate holder and aerobic step back there. Yeah, we know how the fellas like to do them aerobics. Oh, I'm wall to wall with the Costco and Big Five puzzle mats on the floor. I know they're not the most heavy duty rubber, but since I'm wall to wall and got a lot of equipment stacked on top of it, they don't move around a lot, and they're very forgiving on the feet when you walk out here. So it's a nice touch. Alright, now we got my dumbbell rack. I go from 20s to 90 in 5-pound increments. Little miscellaneous stuff below that. I got the aerobic step adjuster, 2 calf blocks, a heel raise because I'm not that flexible when I do my squats, a couple of oddball dumbbells. I think I got a 5-pound set and an 8-pound set down there next to the water, and they help with the shoulder rotations before you warm up for your rotator cuffs. Now right here got the entertainment center. My Wi-Fi from the house hits out here, so I'm able to get YouTube on the laptop there. I've got an iPod Classic with about 14 gigs of music on there. And if you go up, I got a receiver and a Blu-ray player attached to my Panasonic TV. A couple of oddball DVDs for motivation and whatnot, and some cleaning gear up on top. Here's my Panasonic 50-inch old school plasma. This was the pride and joy of the living room years ago. It got demoted. When I got a better one, it went to the bedroom, and then it came out here. So it's lived its life. Got a couple of speakers up top, little bookshelf speakers. I think I bought them from Costco for like, I don't know, $50 a pair. They're good. This isn't a big space, so they're great for out here. Accessory board. Easy to install since the studs are exposed. You just put a couple of drywall screws in there, hold it up, and put a zip tie on the back of the hooks, and they don't fall out of place. And you can get that at any home improvement center or what have you. And it keeps everything off the floor. It's nice. Got a clock up there, and then all my pulley machine handles, a few other things, little baskets for the clips. It's a pretty cool deal. Over here, got a couple of oddball bars on the wall, and my utility bench keeps it up out of the way. If I ever get the place I want, and I am house shopping, it'll have a basement or a patio or some such thing that will accommodate my stuff without having to shove everything around or move things to be able to work out. So it's on the agenda. Okay, from right to left, seated calf, high-low pulley machine. That's a pretty good one. I just bought that about a year ago. It's got a 200-pound stack, And it also has a place to add horns, so you can put Olympic plates on there. And the manual said the weight capacity on the pulley system is 500 pounds. Much more than I'll ever row or do pull downs with, but sometimes a 200-pound stack isn't enough on low rows. But like I said, I'm kind of in a bind for space here, so that's how that works. It's a real good machine though. It's nice and quiet. You put a little lube on the uprights and it just glides. The seat moves either to the left or the right, and you get at the low pulley from there. A couple of foot pegs down there, but the foot pegs are kind of close to where the bottom pulley is. So if you see that piece of wood back behind it, that's an extension block. It fits over the wood pegs, and just gives me a little longer stretch at the bottom of the movement when I do low rows. Okay, old school leg extension, leg curl. Guess everybody has glute ham raisers now. I don't know, I've had that thing for better than 25 years. So, time to upgrade the padding on it, on the seat and the foot rollers. And over in the corner, we got a Preacher Curl, plate-loaded Preacher Curl bench. That's pretty good right there. It also doubles as a tricep extension bench, but when you do it, the bar can fly back and hit you in the teeth, so we don't do that often. Old piece of mirror I had from way back in the day, some storage up above, a couple of videos, knee wraps, that kind of stuff. Some more floor mats for when I want to hook up a bench outside. Adjustable bench, flat to all the way straight up for the delt presses. I think I picked that up at Dick's Sporting Goods. It's decent. The one it replaced was an old Parabody model, and it was really squeaky. It rattled a lot. This one, it's got wheels on the back, so you can pick up this horn on the front and move it around a lot easier. That one's pretty cool. All right, and this is the R3 knockoff from Titan. I've had this less than a month. Just got this puppy, and I'm really happy. I upgraded over one I had. Didn't have the California hole spacing. I think top to bottom, the one I had 11 safety bar sets in it, and this one's got, shit, I don't know, 100. It's got a lot, and that's what I wanted. I can adjust this so when doing bench press or inclines, the bar just touches my chest before it'll hit the safety pins. And so when you're working out alone and you want to try to go to failure, that's really helpful. You know, I don't worry about missing a rep. You know, before I had it would come down, depress my chest about an inch or so before it would catch the safety pin. But with this one, it's really nice. And I know some guy did a review comparing this between the R3 and this Titan, and he made some very valid points, but evidently somebody from Titan Fitness or a tractor company, whoever they are, paid attention to the video, fixed the problem they had with the pin pipes. There's no washers in there. They've fixed the problems they've had with the plastic and the J-cups, and there's no depression on the drilled out holes anywhere in the thing. I'm really happy with it. You know, the wells aren't pretty, but I never worried about the wells on any of my other equipment. I don't know why I'd have a cow about these. You know, no burrs in the and the holes. You can stick your finger in there. It's safe. Is it, powder coated all pretty? No, it's not. It, it's gonna be as ugly as the rest of my equipment here in the beginning. It's got a spray paint finish, so whenever one day when I'm feeling pretty, I'll get out here and spray paint them all purple and gold for the Lakers or something like that. I don't know. But you know what? It was $440. So the Rogue was $690 before shipping and taxes. So I'm pretty happy. Now, the last piece of equipment here is my Smith machine. Now I know a lot of people consider the Smith machine the boogeyman of the weight room, and talk about all the damage it can do to you. But this was the first serious piece of equipment I bought. I probably bought this in 1988, and it's worked fine for me. There's certain, I love doing my inclines here. I love doing my low bent over rows, standing calf raise, and you set a block in there. I even use this as a duck leg press. I've got I tried to make a Thompson fat pad. It's over here. I saw it on YouTube and I thought it'd be cool. So I went out, got a little piece of plywood and some vinyl and some foam. But evidently the foam I got wasn't dense enough. So you just kind of sink into that baby a little bit. So, I had it set up for the utility bench I have over there. It fits on there proper, bolts right onto the frame, but it's just a little too squishy. So I sit it on the floor right there and do duck leg presses with it. And, if you're one of those people that thinks a Smith machine isn't all that, I'll just say we disagree and leave it at that. Couple of mirrors I got, 3x5, put on the wall, simple pegs, a little J channel on the bottom. Down here is my landmine. Bang out my T-bar rows right there. I got a couple of car jack stands, stiff-legged deadlifts, so I can even set them up for a curl bar and not have to bend all the way over to the floor when it's time to do curls. Those right there are the dip handles that came with my Titan cage right there. And I got to tell you, those things are, they're solid. The cage doesn't wobble a bit. Got a whiteboard I use to count sets and reps. Got a copy of my routine up there. And I take an overall. That's pretty much the whole shebang. I've taken a bite out of a couple of people's things when it comes to watching YouTube. It's all about sharing ideas and everything. So, every home gym, you get the tour. I got a set of dumbbells. I got a cage. I got this. I got rings. I got TRX. Well, here's something that I came up with that just might help somebody else. I hooked up a guy wire system for my rack and also for my Smith machine to help eliminate wobble at the top end of the rig. Now, it's not bolted to the floor, but even if you do bolt it to the floor, that's an 8-foot bar or 7.5, whatever it is, and that's a lot of torque. It can still wobble at the top. So what the guy wires do is attach it to the rafters, or the ceiling joist. Or if you have basement, it would be floor joist. And what you can do is take all the wobble out of the top of the machine. And the same thing for the Smith machine. Yep. Looking into the light probably messed up the exposure. But, well, if I grab the thing and shake it, it's just going to shake the camera. But they don't move. And if you're in a basement setup or if you're in a garage setup and you have an issue with your machines moving on you, you may want to consider giving that a try. Another thing I came up with, let's get that out of the way. We've all seen, okay, I'm just getting set up here. Okay. We know that chains can provide variable resistance on presses and squats, even rows if you have an elevated platform. So to make a set of chains, I started out with the collar, just like this. Removed this part, found a bolt that would fit into the thread pattern, and attached a lead chain. And onto the lead chain, I put a big carabiner. And you put a couple of marks on there. That's electrical tape and everything. This is like the bench press mark. This is the squat mark. I think it's set up right now. I was doing inclines with them the last time I used them. You go to Home Depot, pick out the biggest chain they have, and you're in business. Easy way to add chain resistance to your workout. The chain probably cost, I don't know, $2 a foot down here or something like that. I've got, 5 2.5 foot pieces. So the chains come out to about 25 pounds. And, when you're doing your benches, it's a good way to get your numbers to climb. But, you can order them from a fitness company, and then you'll pay the shipping, and you'll pay whatever. Most of us have a lot of extra collars around, so that might be something you want to consider thinking about. Let's see, what else do I have for you? Okay, I'm going to get you to bear with me. I'm going to set the camera down here. Oh. Alright, pardon the noise. Okay, this is something I also got from somebody on YouTube. It was a homemade cable crossover system. Pulley through the ceiling joist, an eye bolt, handle with the clip on the end, holds my weights, a little furniture pad on the bottom, boom, move this out of the way. Cable crossover system. One here, one over there. I work out in front of the mirror right here, and it's a pretty cool deal. What I did, I think this is a 3/4 inch pipe, and a pipe flange, a cap, screw that on, drilled a hole through the top of the cap, put the eye bolt through, nut on the back of it, tighten it down. This 3/4 inch Olympic plates will slide right over the top of it, and you just clip it, your pulley system, and you got action. That's pretty cool. But I didn't stop there. I did not. I got the pulley thing going. I wanted to see if I could add low pulley action. So what I did, second pulley, carabiner, and I put an eye bolt through the foot of my dumbbell rack. Secure the carabiner there. S hook here. We attach the handle at the bottom, and you got low pulley action. Works better when there's some weight on there. Yeah, when there's weight on there, it holds it stiff. You got low pulley action. So, crossovers from the low pull, delt raises, curls, the concentrations, whatever. You can get a lot done. As you can see, I don't have a lot of footprints for more equipment. So I don't have a high enough, I don't trust the thing for rings or anything. So this takes the place of a lot of pieces of equipment. And when I put it away, it doesn't take a footprint. It's up on the board, tacked to the wall. And it works out pretty good. Like I said, I got one set up right here, the other set up right here. So I get the mirror right here, do my crossover work, and it works like a champ. All right, that's my home setup. My name's Eric. Let's see a video of yours. Take it easy. Okay, here we are. It's a few hours later, and I decided I would show the cable crossover system completely hooked up with the low pulley. And you can see what I did originally was drill a hole into the foot of my dumbbell rack, took out the little cap so I could put that through there and thread the nut on there, tightened it down, so now I have an anchor point for my low pulley. Second pulley, it goes up, attaches to the high pulley there, weight comes down here. So it's a pretty cool setup. Same deal on the other side, and the foot up to the rafters. That's probably my weak point right there, is how much it's just a 2x4 spanning the garage. So, but it is effective. I don't put too much weight on it. Can't see around the decline bench there. Set that right there. And if I'm in frame, I don't know if I'm in frame or not. It's a camera without a viewfinder. But it's fisheye, so it should be pretty wide angle. There is an effective low pulley system. How about that? A few other homemade items I got. Everybody should have a calf block in the setup. Just two scrap 2x4s. I put a 4x4 on the top. A couple of long screws. When you're doing your calf raises on the inclines, whatever, could have gone with a 2x4 across the top, but and a high stretch platform, and my other platform, which I could use for calf raises. 2x4 in the middle to support weight. 2 on either end. If you need a little lift to do stiff leg deadlifts, you can do it from here. Pretty good platform. My other wooden workout item I pointed out was to assist me in stretching when I do low pulley rows here. You'll see that the low pulley is right by the foot pegs there, and I wanted to have just a little greater stretch when I do the exercise. So came up with this guy. Fits in just like that. Let's kick it into place. And you know, you hook up your low row attachment, your V-grip handle, or your straight bar, and your legs are a little farther back, so you get because your feet rest on this guy, so you get a greater stretch when you're doing the low pulley rows. Down at the bottom end, you know, you can let your arms go all the way forward, bend your torso in half almost. And I think that's about all the homemade, besides the guy wires. I think that's about all the homemade stuff I got. All right, you guys take it easy.